Welcome back. I'm here again with Clayton Kruse, and we are going to talk about a really interesting project that After 95 is involved in. So they're working on a documentary called Voices Rising, and I'm going to have Clayton tell us a little bit about what that is.
Yep, that's right. We, After 95, and myself and Jared leading the project, are working on a documentary called Voices Rising, which is basically a story that follows some of the members of our creative team as we go to the Marshall Islands to tell the stories of the people there, and kind of our goal is to create a musical album with local artists, musicians, poets, and to use music as a way to tell their stories.
I love how you're incorporating a lot of different creative things in another creative thing
Exactly.
to just show off.
Yep.
So how did you come up with this project? Like, what was your motivation for it?
So kind of the backstory to it would be that I used to live in the Marshall Islands for 2 years. I was there as a student missionary. Went there I didn't necessarily know what I was getting into, and so I planned, just 1 year SM. And then after 2 months of being there, I was like, whoa, this is not what I expected. It completely changed my outlook on life. And so I ended up staying for 2 years. I've been going back ever since.
Wow.
And visiting the people, and it's like family now. It's like really almost as much of a home as anywhere else that I travel to now. And so, like Jared was saying previously, we had a project opportunity for funding for a project, and we were thinking what would be worthy of pitching this idea to somebody. And so I thought we're really good at music, we're really good at making music videos and film. Why don't we make a bigger story that means more? And why don't we take that to a place that means a lot to me and a place that we're connected to, which was the Marshall Islands.
So what's the big issue that this documentary is trying to address?
Yeah, so I mean, we don't want to go necessarily with any targeted bias,
Right.
And so we're going with the intent of just telling their stories and creating music. But I guess logic would kind of hint at kind of the big things that are going to appear in the film. It's going to be the issues of climate change and the nuclear testing history that occurred in the Marshall Islands in the 40s and 50s.
So what's happening with the Marshall Islands right now?
So right now they're super vulnerable to climate change because of rising sea levels, drought, and also increase of extreme storms and tide seasons. And so the Marshall Islands, if you know anything about them, they're super low-lying islands. They're actually basically just sitting on reefs in the middle of the ocean, and there's no hills, there's no mountains. They're basically at any highest point 5 feet above sea level.
Okay, so pretty
And
low.
so with sea level rise, scientists are predicting that their islands will be completely inundated underwater within the next 30 to 50 years. And so we're kind of getting into those stories of especially the youth and how that affects their life and kind of their identity as a person and as a people.
Very interesting work.
Yeah.
That's crazy you guys are taking that on. What made you think that After 95 was the right group to take on this project?
Well, kind of like I said before, just because my personal connection, it makes our lives a million times easier than any other film crew. And I believe that, of course, we've been developing skills and camaraderie for the last year and a half, 2 years. And so we work really well together. And like Jared was explaining, our emphasis is combining music and film. And so, and our team is going to be able to take the background information and the skills we have and create something really special. And something about the islands that's also unique is one thing that I took from my experience was that they absolutely love to sing and they love music, but they lack in general they lack kind of confidence and the ability or the feeling that I can go and make a change with my voice. And so we kind of want to go and empower them that way with the skills and talents that we have.
To make a change in their own space. That's amazing. Okay, so tell me a little bit more about this collab competition that you guys were involved in. Jared talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
But what was the scenario? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so collab, super cool. An event that not only was it a pitch event for a grand prize of $20,000, but it also was kind of a workshop opportunity. You had a lot of keynote speakers with really great information. People that had been in the industry for 30, 40 plus years. People that work in Hollywood every day and know the industry really well. And a variety of skill sets like producers, directors, animators, that we became really close with a media law attorney. And so just the event, aside from the presentation and the pitch, was just really cool. It was a really cool learning opportunity. And the pitch itself was crazy, absolutely, like just like it was a big push, especially for Andrew and I, just preparing, because you had 7 minutes to give a pitch for a feature film, and like how do you convince somebody like, yo, trust us, like I'm only
with the $10,000.
yeah, trust, well 20, we were going for 20,
Yeah.
right? So it's like trust me, my buddies, like we're only like 20s. Everyone else in the competition was, you know, I think 40 or older,
Wow. So you guys
35
were
or
the
older at
youngest ones
least,
there.
and so they were there was a lot more experience. But people saw, like Jared put together an edit of kind of like all of our projects, and so they had a preview of what we could do. They loved our idea, they loved the story behind it, and it was really like affirming when we did win second place, because it like gave us a sense of confidence that like, wow, like people believe in this project and they believe in us to make it happen. So it was really cool. Yeah.
So you guys have some pretty interesting people that are going to be involved with your project in the Marshallese Islands.
Yeah.
You told me that you've been connected with some
Yo.
big people up
Yeah,
there.
I'm so okay. The people that we're connecting with, we have a lot of artists, and of course, we're gonna work with a lot of the students that I used to teach that I know have really great voices. They have a lot of creativity, but we're also gonna be working with some, I guess, more well-known people. One of those being the first daughter of the Marshall Islands, Kathy Keegener, who is a poet and a climate change activist. She's been all over the world talking about climate change issues and promoting her people's like kind of position in the global climate right now. And so she is a poet as well, so we'll be using some of her poetry in the film.
Beautiful.
But also, I just confirmed last week that we're going to be able to schedule an interview and like kind of like a Q&A session with the president of the Marshall Islands, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And it's nice to know that the government is getting behind like our film as well. So we're
Yeah.
really excited about that.
That's amazing. So tell us a little bit about how people can get involved with your project. So students that are here and also people just, you know, around.
Right. So right now, our main goal is obviously planning the film and planning kind of the strategies to go and make it. But right now, we're trying to do community building and funding. And so the biggest ways you can get involved with community building right now is just talk to us, like Jared was talking about. Also connecting on our Instagrams, and you can find us on our webpage. We're gonna have a webpage launching soon. Right now, it's After 95, but we will have a separate kind of like tab for Voices Rising specifically. But honestly, the best way right now is either to email us at after95creative@gmail, or you can find us on Instagram pretty easily.
Well, definitely, everyone, definitely check out their social media, which is After 95 on Instagram, and also email them if you have any ways to contribute to this project, or if you would like to financially assist, because we all know that definitely takes a lot of resources. But definitely let them know, and thank you for joining us on this segment of UView. Welcome back to our last segment. Now we're gonna play a game called Fill in the Blank. And for this game, we're gonna pick something else out of the box. Someone's gonna fill in the blank and we're gonna guess what you would answer. All right?
Let's do it.
I'll go first. Let's see. Okay. I was cleaning out my fridge and I found blank in the back. I was cleaning out my fridge and I found blank in the back. All right, you guys have your answers?
Yeah.
All right. What'd you guys guess?
Do we turn it to
At the same time. Old cheese.
Oh, my dignity.
A sandwich. There's
makes
cheese
more
on
sense.
sandwich.
That's true. I was gonna say cheese, so you were.
You
the
were gonna say
closest.
cheese.
Yeah, but I didn't.
Is that a point for me?
You get half a point,
Yes, half a point.
an
Cool.
emotional point.
I'm down.
Jared, I'm
Was this
sorry that
too-
you're digging
was
in
this
the
too-
back of my
okay.
fridge.
I wasn't sure what we're supposed to answer.
All right,
All right, who's
next
going next?
one. Clayton, you want to draw?
Okay, I'll go next. That's me?
Yes.
Okay, me. Okay. I went to a restaurant and there was a blank in my soup.
Ooh.
Whoa.
What do you think you would say?
There was a blank in
Has this
my
happened to you,
soup. I don't think so. All right, ready to go.
I feel like he's gonna say something crazy.
I think I could go basic.
I think I'm gonna go basic, so maybe you should go crazy.
All right,
You have your answer?
got my answer. It's locked.
Jared?
That'd be cool if we had like mood lighting. That it like change.
For sure.
Can you see?
No.
Okay.
Whatever.
All right. You saw mine.
Go for it. Go
All
for
right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Spider.
it. Hair, spider, nah, a bean.
Ah, it was bean soup.
Yeah.
Ah,
I got a bean in my
Wow.
soup. Like,
I
hey,
could've-
look
I
at you,
knew that.
bean. What's up?
That was
All
very
right.
positive.
Yeah, it wasn't too crazy.
All right, Jared, your turn.
Okay.
All right.
Let me just scratch this out so I can.
Man.
Okay. All right, what do we got here? All right. I was filming a scene when blank ran into my shot.
Oh, sweet.
Ooh, okay.
Answer locked and loaded.
All right, Jared, you got yours?
Yeah. Uno momento. All
All
right.
right. Ready?
1, 2, 3. Clayton.
We all got that.
Oh my gosh! What the Clayton?
Oh, sweet. Yo, is it 100% for everyone?
Yeah.
Oh, high five. Let's go. High five. No.
You just
All right.
won? Has
Yeah.
anyone done this? I
Oh,
think we just won.
dude, that's perfect.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh, that's
wow.
funny.
We're all 3 for 3 on that. That's
But that means
so
we
fun.
all know that you would ruin Jared's sock.
Well, I don't know if
So.
it'd ruin it. It'd probably enhance the
Oh,
shot. He just
okay.
wasn't
Better.
expecting it. That's the thing.
Understood. Got it. All right, guys, thank you for joining us once again for this episode of UView Variety. Join us again next time.